I'm currently recording this video in the middle of October. Spooky season is in full effect, and that is going to be the main theme for this episode. The main build of this video will be centered around spooky. Alright, so hopefully it's a good one for you guys. But October, it's just like the best month, in my opinion. You have awesome weather, at least from where I'm from. It's just perfect, like, hoodie weather, just the best. The leaves are looking pristine. You got the nice little gradient of the leaves, and it just looks really nice, especially like if you're going up some mountains and stuff like that. Football season is back. Obviously, it's been back for a bit, but if you're a big fan of football, October is great for that. You can dress up as Mike Wazowski every day in October, and only one day it won't be weird. So, I mean, just because of that, it's clearly the best month. So yeah, to celebrate, like, October, I guess, and the spooky season in general, we're gonna have a nice build at the end of this episode. But before we get to that, there are a couple other things I should definitely tackle first. And one of those things is actually going to be, really fast, to thank you all for the views and subscribers lately. I'm pretty sure I said at the start of my last episode that the channel got like 500 subs or something like that. It's now at 1,300 at the point I'm recording this, and that's ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I've gotten nothing but like really kind comments about the builds, about like my editing style, my personality and stuff like that, and I really do appreciate it. It's awesome that you guys are actually enjoying this series. I'm loving making these Minecraft videos, so I'm gonna keep trying to pump them out. I mentioned before, but I do work full-time, so it's kind of tough to pump these out regularly, but I'm gonna do my best to get them out as often as possible. One other small thing I'd like to point out before this episode begins, I've gotten a couple comments regarding the seed of this world. I will put this seed in the description of this video, so if you would like to actually play on this world yourself, feel free. All right, so now that that's done, let's get back to talking about the stuff I actually have to get done in this episode before the main build at the end. There are 3 things I would like to get done before we start with this spooky build, okay? And they're all farms that I just want to have built because they're incredibly useful. As you can see, somewhere, hold on, where's my hostile mob chest? We have no gunpowder. This is hardly even a hostile mob chest anymore, by the way. Unless Purpur Stairs and Purpur Blocks start trying to kill me soon. I think this is just a random chest of random stuff. I need a new storage room soon as well, like for sure. But I have no gunpowder. Just absolutely none. We have some paper over here, and we have a little bit of like sugarcane down here. So right there, those are 2 farms I would like to build. I need to make a mob farm. I want the gunpowder, but I also want other mob drops. Some bones would be nice just for some bone meal around the area. And then of course the gunpowder. That's like mainly what I'm looking for. But I think making like a general purpose mob farm would probably work really well. I mentioned a sugarcane farm, but that's actually the 3rd farm we're gonna build today. The 2nd farm I would like to build today is an experience farm, and we're gonna use Enderman for that. So I'll have to go back to the end, make a nice Enderman experience farm. That works super well, and once we get mending on everything, we will never run out of our tools as long as I'm careful and don't break them by accident, which, honestly, is not completely impossible. But before we get started with anything, let me show off what we did last time. We built this path heading down to the museum, which we also built last time. Fairly large fan of the path. I think it looks nice. We got some nice bushes, got some like wells and stuff along the way. I think it ties in really well with everything else here. And then the museum is not even kind of finished. We have one room sort of done here, kind of commemorating like the end and the dragon egg. I like this room quite a bit, and we're gonna like kind of continue this style throughout the rest of this build around here, just to, you know, show off some of the other aspects of this world. I was thinking over here, maybe we can have a little tribute to like the Nether or something like that. And then like this main like rectangular room can just be like random artifacts and random items we find, you know, throughout this world. But I gotta show you something else, because I have been a little busy since the last episode. As you might have noticed, the dirt bridge is no longer here. I moved villagers, finally. I actually moved the villagers into the castle. This was such an annoying process, man. Villagers, or a gym, I guess, is what we're calling them. They're just the worst. I saw a comment saying village gym, kind of like that. But yeah, they just suck. They're like absolutely the worst thing in this game. Right up there with mangrove wood. Like harvesting it, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, we kind of did a bit of interior with the castle now, and we have a bunch of villagers. As you can see, they're lining the walls of the bottom floor here. I have made a bunch into Fletchers just so we can get some easy emeralds. I also left a shulker here. Let me grab that back. Got some easy emeralds with the Fletchers here. And we got a couple librarians. Also, like, all right, some of these beams are not here. I'll fix that eventually. But yeah, we got a couple librarians here too, which actually all trade really good books. So we got a looting 3 book. We got an unbreaking 3 book. Sharpness 4. Silk touch. And mending. Mending for 28 is a little expensive, but we're about to be rich. I don't mind that much. It's also kind of a little painful because directly after I got this Silk Touch villager, when I was trying to get mending on this one right here, on this gym, you know, they gave me Silk Touch for 6 emeralds, and this is Silk Touch for 13. So he was half off over there. It's whatever, though. 13 isn't that many, honestly, for Silk Touch. And we still have that Silk Touch book, but I bought every other book, and I put it on my stuff. So now we have a really good sword. We have a Sharpness 5, Unbreaking 3, Sweeping Edge 3, Looting 3 sword. We also have Mending and Unbreaking on our Elytra. Super, super good upgrades right there. And then I want to throw this Silk Touch book on something. I can't put it on my axe because it has Fortune. I just have to get a Silk Touch axe and then combine them in the right way. And I think I should be able to get Silk Touch on it then. I also tried to spawn-proof the rest of the castle. I have no idea if it worked. Sometimes I hear golems up there, and sometimes I don't. But we have like a little carpet design over here. I don't even know if they can spawn in here, but I keep seeing random golems along this pathway, right? They were either spawning on the pathway or inside, so I kind of spawn-proofed both. We have like a half slab here all along this pathway. That actually extends throughout every single little like pathway here. And we have a couple trapdoors just to stop the spawning from there, and then some carpet. I have to get more carpet to finish off all of these rooms, because I actually kind of quite like that design with the colors we have. I just heard a couple golems burn just a second ago, and one's getting burnt now. So I think this might have worked. I realized that they were also spawning, like, up here, which was really annoying. So I had to go ahead and put slabs everywhere. I think now that we did that, the farm is fully functional. I'll see if I hear any hiccups at any point later. I think the plan for the rest of the villagers is that I want some of them to be farmers, for sure, so we can get some golden carrots eventually. And then I'm honestly not sure about the rest. Maybe you guys can suggest some stuff in the comments, what some good villager trades are. We can also even make a few more of them librarians, if it turns out I need more, you know, enchants that I'm not thinking of right now. But I think we at least have a good start with the villagers we have. And the castle is almost completely done then. The last thing we have to do is actually link this up with, like, the rest of the area, which is going to be a little annoying. I have to figure out some way to do this. And my original thought was to have, like, a bridge connecting here to over there. And then maybe we can have, like, a little building here into the mountain that kind of, like, takes you up some stairways to the castle. I feel like that could actually look pretty sick. We might work on that eventually. That's not going to be today, though. The first thing on the agenda for today will be a mob farm. So let's go start getting the materials for that. I think we have everything we need in these 2 shulkers. I hope so. I'll come back here if I need anything else. And I didn't actually have to collect all that much. We had a lot of the materials already. I did chop down all of my spruce trees, though, because we needed a lot of trapdoors. And I was able to muster up like a stack and a half with the wood I have. And you need 3 for this. So I just decided to chop down all of the spruce trees. It was definitely excessive, but it's not like I'm not going to need spruce wood in the future. But let's go try to find a spot to put this thing. I should definitely mention that the tutorial that I'm watching is from Voltrox. I'll put this video in the description for sure, though. And this is also an experience farm, which is kind of nice in the sense that, like, it's going to be looting based then. So we should get a lot of drops. I don't really care too much about the experience I'm getting from this, but it'll at least be good to heal up some stuff, like, right now. This is far enough away from our base where it won't be annoying, like, in the sky. But it's potentially close enough that I could throw something around this build eventually and make it look cool in the sky. So I think right here is a pretty good spot. Actually, in the video, it says to go to a high spot in your Minecraft world. So I'm gonna go over here. Yep, on top of this little hill seems really good. Hey, look, there's a pink sheep over there. That's pretty cool. I was trying to speed up me building this farm by like 10,000%, but it kept crashing Adobe Premiere whenever I tried to do that. So instead, here are 7 uninterrupted seconds of me placing slabs. I hope you enjoy. So I think the farm is done. I really hope it works. I'm just gonna sit here for a little while and see if we get any mobs to drop in. And also, this is not a spider farm as well. Oh, we got a creeper. Nice. This is not a spider farm as well, but I don't mind just having a mob farm aside from spiders right now. We can work on our string problem later. But yeah, everything looks like it's working. That's really nice. We got 5 gunpowder already from that. We're rich. Hey, this is a zombie village. Oh my god, a creeper just blew up because I got too close. That was very scary. I don't know exactly how efficient it's going to be. I'm gonna sit here at AFK for like half an hour, and we're gonna see how many mobs we get. All right, it's actually only been like 15 minutes, but there are a ton of mobs here. Dude, this was barely any time. Actually works decently well as an experience farm too. We have 30 gunpowder in here now. Oh, we actually have way more. We have 55 in this back one as well. That's really nice. We got ourselves over a stack of gunpowder already. That's really cool. All right, so I'm gonna take the gunpowder we have now, and we will head out of here. But I will be back later, probably to AFK for a lot more. That farm is super easy to build, too. It really doesn't take that many materials. And you actually can't see it from the house over here, at least with my render distance. So I don't mind that. We got over 4 stacks of rockets now. Looking very nice. Next up, then, we should start working on an experience farm. That one actually works pretty well as an experience farm, but I still do want a dedicated Enderman farm because those are just ridiculous. We need quite a few blocks for this build. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill up like an entire shulker with cobblestone. I didn't end up getting an entire shulker, but I think these are all the blocks we're going to need for this Enderman farm. And once again, let me shout out who made this video. This is by Shulkercraft. And I'll leave this video in the description below. You've probably all seen a farm like this before though. But still, if you'd like to build it yourself and want to watch the tutorial, the video will be down in the description. Now, this farm also requires some stuff that I just don't have. For example, it requires a lot of carpet. So let me go breed up the sheep. We'll start by doing that. And then also, we need a name tag, which I have not found yet on this world. So I think my best option for that is just to level up a librarian. I've honestly been a very bad farmer. Like, when it comes to these animals, I have really not bred them up in a long time. We really don't have many sheep, but whatever. I'll make it work. I want to do something as well that I kind of just haven't done in a very long time. I'm gonna harvest all my fields. There's only 2 here still, and this one's not even fully planted. But I do want to build another field today, because I think that's where the sugarcane farm is going to go. It'll just go underground. I'll explain all that stuff later. But let's go ahead and get whacking. Wait, this does not have fortune on it. This one does. Okay, now let's get whacking. After farming my fields, we now have the shulker filled with potatoes and wheat. I have a little bit of carrots, but I'm not going to actually trade those right now, just because I still want to make a carrot field, probably today. So I'll go ahead and put these carrots away, and we will head up to the castle and get some trading done. I think we start back here, and we make 4 different farmers. The farmers now all sell things. They all at least sell potatoes. Then I have some carrots and wheat in here as well. So let's go ahead and see how many emeralds this gets us. Nearly a stack of emeralds. And we're going to go turn these emeralds into mending books. This is going to be the librarian I'm going to use to get my name tags with, just because I know I'm going to need these mending books. So might as well level up this one. And while we have them, let's throw mending on, I guess, some of our armor. Now we got mending on the leggings and on the boots. Then we can start throwing mending on the rest of the tools. The helmet's not absolutely perfect yet. I can still do it, obviously, and then just throw, like, another prop book on later. But since we have nothing else to sell to the farmers right now, I'm gonna go ahead and chop down the spruce trees here. And we can go sell a bunch more sticks to the Fletchers up there. And we'll kind of just, like, repeat this process for a while until I am able to level up the librarian. But we do have 2 more mending books now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these on my tools and my weapons and stuff. So now we have a mending sword, which is beautiful for the mob farm we just made. We can use this thing infinitely there. And then I'll also throw it on the axe. Wait, this villager does mending twice? What is that? And this one's more expensive at the bottom. The hell is this, dude? How did you spawn there? Oh my god, I'm getting so tired of these iron golems just spawning in random ass places. We are going to make 2 more types of villagers and try to get more emeralds this way. So I will be making the toolsmith and the weaponsmith. This is the weaponsmith right here. We have a shit ton of coal. So I'm going to go ahead and trade a lot of this coal with this bad boy right here. And you should level up as well and then take iron in a trade, which will be really nice since we have an iron farm right here. Yeah, there we go. Now we got 2 iron trades down here. I would love to have these guys cured because then it would be like 1 iron, I think, for an emerald. But it's fine. Alright, I think we're good. Pretty sure we can get name tags now. We can! Finally! We got a name tag. Now we can get the rest of the materials for this farm, and I have literally hit my head on this step so many times. I wonder if I have a concussion. I probably do. I believe we should have everything else just kind of like around the area. So let me just assemble everything in these 2 shulker boxes. I believe I have everything we need. This just has to be a lava bucket, and I also just need ender pearls, which I can get in the end. So let's head off to the stronghold. And it's gonna be so nice to be able to fly there. I'm just gonna start building this thing, and I'm gonna speed it up a lot. If you actually wanna watch the video and figure out how to build it yourself, definitely go ahead and check out the description. Oh my god, this thing is so loud. Okay, that is way better. And yeah, this thing's done. It's amazing. This thing works so well. If you've never built one of these before, definitely go ahead and do it. It's really not that hard to build, and you can get up to level 30 very fast. The only thing is, like, you just have, like, way too many ender pearls then. But that's not a big deal. You can actually make a little, like, machine to drop this off the edge. I just didn't do that part. But, yeah, this thing's amazing. Now that this is done, we can worry about the next farm we have to build. And, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm probably never gonna make that look good. I guess it's not completely impossible for me to do. But, yeah, I have no idea if I'm ever gonna make that look good. Actually, though, while I'm here, before I go ahead and, you know, make another farm, I want to get more shulker shells. So let's just fly around. Let's go this way. Because, I mean, you can see my bridge back there. We're gonna go into a different direction. We got 2 end cities right here. That one over there has a ship, which is kind of cool. I guess, I mean, I might as well get another pair of elytra, right? But I'm mainly just here for the teleporty boys. Where you at? That's a god tier pickaxe. I'll take that for sure. There's efficiency 5 on it. That's awesome. If only I looted this place first. I got 14 more shulker shells. I'm out of here. Time to make the flight back because I ended up spawning, you know, at spawn, but I'm pretty sure it's just over this way. I brought back 1 end rod with me, so that's just gonna stay there. And next up, I actually want to build a farm I didn't mention yet. I want to build a wool farm, because I think for the build at the end of this video, I'm gonna need a lot of wool. So I think we should get started with that, and I'm gonna throw it here in the 2nd floor of the barn. Now, we built this a couple episodes ago, and this is empty up here. And I think there is, you know, enough space to have, you know, a handful of sheep, so we can actually get their wool, and it'll be beautiful. I don't know if I'll completely decorate the inside. I might just throw down the farm for now just to get it functional. But we will eventually come back and, you know, decorate up here. Yeah, I missed a block here. Alright, I did it. What are you gonna do about it? And also, I forgot to strip this. I will maybe add that block later. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead then and gather all the materials I'm gonna need for this wool farm. And like every other farm in this video... Oh, look at that, you can see it now. But every other farm in this video... The links will be in the description of, you know, the tutorials I watched. We had room for 6. I could probably actually cram a couple more in here. Like, I can put one more in the end, potentially. You can put another one over here, I think. So we could actually expand this even more, but I kind of just want to make sure it works first before I do any more expansion. Hey, it worked! Nice. Now, I have to actually dye the sheep the correct colors, but I'm gonna get them all in first. You know, I'm just thinking of something here. I really hope this grass grows back. Because if the grass doesn't grow back, this farm won't be useful. Oh, the grass did grow back. Okay, good. I was really hoping it would. I'm going to fill out the rest of this area with grass, I think. Like, all the blocks I'm able to take away, I think I'm going to fill them with grass. I don't know if that actually helps the process out at all, but we're going to do it. And, you know, because of this, because I needed grass, I put Silk Touch on my shovel. We just actually have to dye these sheep the correct colors now. And 3 of them are going to be black, 3 of them are going to be orange. I believe we're good now. I think every sheep is the correct color. So we got orange down here. Then we got black over here. And a bunch of other random stuff. I'll check back on this in a little while to see how it's doing. But let's go work on the sugarcane farm now. Now for this sugarcane farm, I'm not going to make like a dedicated building for it. Instead, we're going to put it underground. And I'm going to kind of like bury it underneath a field. I'm thinking we put the field over here somewhere. Just to add, you know, to the farmland over here. I think that'll actually look kind of nice. I'm going to go ahead and collect the materials for this. Then we can get started working on the farm itself. I'm actually not going to watch a tutorial for this one, but I will link one down in the description below. Just dug down a good bit from the surface. This is probably pretty good. So I'm just going to start digging out in this direction here, and I will be back when I get a nice big room. We got ourselves a pretty nice sized, like, hallway. And that's the idea. We're going to line this hallway with sugarcane farms. And since I have this underground, right? We can keep going deeper. We can keep going this way probably, maybe even back that way. We can add some other farms down here of like a similar nature, like a bamboo farm or something like that, like down the line. Okay, so these are going to be the collection systems. Now we just have to figure out, you know, what goes behind the collection systems to actually make the farm work. And I should say that this is not going to be lossless, okay? So I will be losing sugarcane throughout this process. It's not going to be as efficient as possible. I could make it lossless by adding like a hopper minecart and stuff underneath and having that go. But I don't exactly know how all that stuff works, and I kind of just wanted to see if I can make one of these on my own without looking anything up. So let's see what I can come up with here. It's probably going to be very, like, starter-worthy, but I don't actually mind that much. It should produce enough sugarcane. I believe this first side is done. I do need some more pistons, so I'll go get that before we obviously work on the other half over there. But as a quick demonstration, the sugarcane grows, it fires off all the pistons, breaking the sugarcane. Most of it will end up in this water stream, which will push it down to this hopper, and eventually into this chest. So this should be good for like a starter sugarcane farm. I'm gonna let it up a little bit more too, just in case anything funky happens. But we can actually cover this up, just like that, and then just the chest will be showing, which I like a lot. Here's the other side then. I think we should be good to go. I'm gonna start working on the actual field that's gonna go above this thing, and I'll check back in a little while to see if we're actually producing any sugarcane. Let me also check on the wool farm. Oh, you're not a cow. All right. Let me check on the wool farm because it should have been firing while we were building that thing. It's not amazing, but it definitely is working, so that's good. I should have everything I need to make another crop field in this white shulker box, and it's going to be the same exact design as these ones. Actually, there is a slight twist. I think I'm going to use oak leaves instead of birch leaves. Honestly, just because I don't have many birch leaves, I have a lot of oak leaves, and I figured I should probably get rid of them. And I think it'll look fine still. But the field is going to go right here. And we will be putting like a little hut above this hole. But let's build this little hut thing. This shouldn't take that long. Yay, we got a hut now. It's amazing. This is going to be like scattered with barrels and chests and stuff, but it's really just going to be a way to get up and down, which I like quite a bit, rather than just having like a hole in the middle of the farm. I should go get some more barrels though, because that looks kind of weird, I feel like, with only those. And I might as well get some lanterns. I think it looks fine now. Those extra few barrels actually added quite a bit, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, that's the hut. It's beautiful. And now we have to put down the fields, but, you know, I've already built 2 of these. You guys kind of know the vibes for them, so let's go in here, and then here's a sick transition. We will have a completed carrot farm. The best part about this entire situation is I guess I thought that before I built the farm, I stopped talking by saying, when I open up this door again, because that would have made sense with the thing I just said. Because then it would have been like, when I open up this door again, we'll have a completed carrot farm, right? But I didn't say that. So, the transition just looks even more amazing, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the, that's the type of editing you get on this channel. And, don't be mean to him, alright? He's shy. I don't have many carrots, so he hasn't fully bloomed yet, okay? He's in, like, puberty or something, I don't know. But, you know, when he's eventually fully, you know, grown up, it'll look amazing. I think it actually looks pretty solid right now, even without the crops actually fully grown. It's like you do a little fly. Looks nice. I think the sizes of all these are pretty good, and they fit well together. And it also gives me room now to expand like over this way. We can continue a path between these 2 farms. And actually, I'm checking on it now for the first time, and you know, it's producing a very little bit, but it's something at least. We have so far made 4 different farms in this video. And now we can move on to the bigger project of the episode, all right? We will be making like a Halloween town, Halloween little village thing just to kind of celebrate spooky season, right? I talked about it in the intro, but here we are actually at the point in the video when we can start building this thing. And I was trying to brainstorm where I wanted to put this thing, and I feel like in this like big taiga over here, it would fit pretty well. I think this aesthetic goes well with like Halloween, right? Kind of looks like you're in a forest, right? Like you have some tall trees. It could be a little spooky back here. I don't really know. But I feel like this area back here would work really well. And I have a vision in my head of what this is going to look like. And I actually used creative mode to design the buildings for this little town. This is the first time in forever that I've actually built in creative mode first. But hopefully that makes the building process go a little bit more smoothly. But somewhere back here is definitely where we're going to be doing this, but I have to gather up some materials. Ah! I was trying to get a good take of that joke for like 15 minutes, man. Was that even worth it? Of course it was. My cat has come to say hello. Everybody say hi to my cat. I actually have 2 cats. So here's a picture of both of them. And, like, the all-black one is the one who just made that noise. And for anyone curious, their names are Annie and Charlotte. And now Charlotte's not really named after anything. That was just the name she had at the pound. But then Annie is actually named after Attack on Titan, if you guys have seen that show. It's easily one of my favorite shows of all time. And same thing with my girlfriend, so I felt like that was a pretty fitting name. So now if you guys end up ever hearing a ruckus in the background of my videos, you can at least put faces to the destruction that is occurring in the background. Alright, so I just broke a lot of blocks, and we have them all in these shulkers. So this is like the big spooky shulker, with like the black and the orange. We got a bunch of deep slate, got some of the mud. We have an entire shulker of stone stuff, and we have some wood. I will be getting some more spruce wood, by the way, because we will be, you know, clearing out an area to put this whole thing. So, you know, that's just awesome. I'm taking a break from collecting materials by collecting more materials. The grind never stops. Let's keep going. I'm sure I'm gonna have to fly back to my house like 1,000 times because I literally always forget things. So we'll see how that goes. I think I already forgot something. It's a stone cutter. I'll come back later for that, all right? I'm too stubborn to turn around right now. And we will be building this over here somewhere. I think actually like on top of this little like hill could be really cool. I don't know if we're gonna have enough space up here to build everything, but it could be like a little gradual walk up. That could look really nice, actually. Okay, so I think I'm gonna claim this area. I don't know who I'm claiming it from. I'm the only person on this world. But it looks like it's inhabited by mushrooms. So we'll come to some kind of agreement. There. 1 golden carrot for this plot of land. I think that's a good deal. Let's get my weird assortment of, you know, colored shulker boxes together. And I'm gonna just chop down all of these spruce trees. So, yeah, let's just get started with that. Dude, I'm so tired of chopping things down. Alright, there's now a good bit of space cleared out, and I think we can actually start planning this village. And I'm gonna start up here and then work down this way. But I think the way that this village is going to be like oriented is that the end will be up here. Might be a little confusing just based on how I'm describing it, but let's actually start placing down some blocks. Yeah, so it looks like an absolute mess right now. I'm aware. But this is going to be the layout of the buildings. I might add more buildings to this place, but I think this is going to be like the minimum number of buildings that I decide to build for this little village. So it's going to end up here. Then I think it's going to lead into something else over here. Not quite sure what that's going to be just yet. I have a couple ideas in mind. Maybe we can have like a pumpkin patch back here. Or I was thinking like a haunted kind of like church thing. That could be kind of cool, but I don't know if I'm going to have the materials to build like a big church or big like house mansion kind of thing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have that left over, so I might just go with the pumpkin patch and put, you know, another build like that somewhere else in here eventually. And then as we walk through here, we're gonna have 3 houses on either side, and they're gonna be like alternating with the colors of the walls. So we're gonna have like mud, deep slate and stuff in this one, and then over here it'll be tough stone, cobblestone, maybe moss, mossy stone, all that fun stuff. And then for the roofs, that's where like a lot of the color is going to come in, where the concrete is going to come in. So you guys hopefully will enjoy what I do with those. I think it actually looks kind of cool, because I think I mentioned this before in this episode. If not, then this is the first time I'm saying this, but if I have mentioned it, then whatever, I'm saying it twice. But I have actually built one of these houses already in creative mode. This is the first time I've ever built something in creative mode for this world. That's actually only half true. I built some of the walls of the castle just to get that kind of design in creative as well, but I haven't really built like a full structure yet. I did build one of these houses already, and it's like kind of this one. I actually did add a back room to this one that isn't in the creative build, but I think I can probably adapt that pretty well. And I actually really like how this house turned out. I hope you guys enjoy what it looks like too, but obviously not going to spoil that just yet. You guys will have to wait for the time lapse to see what it looks like. But yeah, anyway, we have 2 houses on either side up here, and then as we come down the trail, we have 2 more, which look really weird right now because they're like up against a hill. I just wanted to lay them out just to see how much space we have. They're going to be level. It's not going to be like a weird kind of house like this. This is not what it's going to look like. That'll look funky, I feel like, if I try to build that up. But we have 2 smaller looking houses on either side down here. And then actually at the front, I put 2 little squares because I think we're going to have like a spooky gatehouse at the front here. We'll have to figure out exactly what that's going to look like. I've never really built a gatehouse before, but we'll kind of, you know, get through this one together, I suppose. I think that can look really nice. I think it'll add to the aesthetic of the area quite well. And then, yeah, we're just going to build up these houses. And then, of course, we're going to do a lot of stuff with, like, the terrain. Not only do I have to terraform it to make it look good with the buildings next to it, but I also want to add a bunch of other spooky stuff. Like, maybe some pumpkins just lying around. Maybe some jack-o'-lanterns actually, like, lighting up the area. I'll mess around with some stuff. But I think we should just get started by building up these houses. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. I really want to try to find some like nice spooky music to put behind it instead of like the medieval music that I typically do. But yeah, here's a look at what we just built. And like, I'm not done with this section just yet for this video. I just wanted to get like the actual structures just up for now. And that's kind of all the time lapse was. I didn't really decorate these all that much. There's a bit of like exterior decoration to a few of these. But yeah, here's like the main village area where we have 4 houses. And I at least think that they fit the vibe of like a Halloween spooky town quite well. I like the roof designs that we went with. We still need to throw like windows actually in some of these buildings, like in all of these up here, I think they all still need windows. And I have some leaves like draped down, but I'll probably do that to all of these eventually. That's kind of what we're going to work on the rest of this video here, just decorating the rest of, you know, this area. And there's still 2 more things like for sure I would like to add, but let me show off what I've built so far and then I'll kind of come back and talk about that. But then this building down here, I think this is my favorite building of this area. I wanted to make a gatehouse and I wasn't really sure what to do, so this is all just like freestyled. I kind of just threw some stuff down and it turned out to be this, and I really like what this looks like. I feel like it fits the vibe like perfectly. I accidentally made this side like 1 block further than this side, and I just kind of stuck with that. And I feel like it gave it a nice little wonky shape. As you can see, there's like a weird diagonal right there, but I really like that. I think it fits with the area super well. And then the roof is like, you know, the orange blending into the black, so it kind of fits with the rest of the area. And I think it, you know, serves a good purpose. Being a gatehouse, we have like a little passageway underneath here that we can actually like access the whole village through. And maybe eventually I'll throw like a wall around this whole thing, like connecting back here again. I just didn't want to do that in case I want to actually expand this village a little bit more. I don't want to just like put the wall down and have to move it and, you know, have to work on that. That'll just be a little bit frustrating. So I just kind of threw down the actual just gatehouse itself, and we'll work on the wall eventually whenever I'm completely finished with this. And these are still empty, because I don't think I'm going to actually put houses here. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to throw a pumpkin patch and a graveyard still in this village. So one of those is going to go right here, like right when you walk in, and the other one will go at the end, like down this like stretch. It'll go at the end. I'm thinking the pumpkin patch goes down here. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what my first thought was. That means then we can have like a little graveyard back here as well, and then maybe a couple custom trees. Probably some other pumpkins just lying around, maybe in some carts. We just need to add some more like exterior decoration to this entire area to give it the vibe I'm going for. Now, I really don't want this video getting like too long, so let's kind of just get started with the rest of the builds for this area. We're gonna start here with the pumpkin patch. The last thing we need is a scarecrow. You have a job to do now, my friend. There are no crows in this game, so your days are probably gonna be pretty boring. But you got this, I believe in you. Next up, I want to work on this path. I think this path looks solid. I kind of wish I was able to break this up a little bit more, but I kind of feel like I need all these steps just with the landscape we have, but I think it's fine. It doesn't look that bad. But yeah, I think this looks solid. And this extends all the way to the pumpkin patch. Well, actually, hold on. Not completely to the pumpkin patch. Let me go ahead and fix that. There we go. Now we're good. We can go all the way to the pumpkin patch. Next up is the cemetery. And there's not all that much more I really have to add to this area. I'm just gonna throw down some lanterns, and we might just call this finished. I'm comfortable with what this looks like, even like the ground. I don't actually mind it being some podzol and then some coarse dirt and regular dirt just kind of all over the place. I think that looks okay. Now we can shift our focus to making some custom trees. I think this looks alright. Like I said, I'm not the best at making custom trees, but I feel like it looks pretty good, at least from this angle. I'm a pretty big fan of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and build up the rest of these, and I will be back. The custom trees are finished, and the shaders are on. So that means the area is completely finished for this episode. Now, I don't want to call this, like, done entirely. Like, I'll probably come back to this area and continue building some stuff. And Enderman, I think, placed this down. But yeah, I'll be, you know, back here eventually, down the line, to probably expand upon the village that we started today. But let's take a quick walkthrough, and hopefully I don't die. I wanted to do this at night because I felt like it's like the perfect spooky time to walk through the village. But here we go, through the gatehouse. Looking pretty good, I think. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do on the inside of here eventually. But for now, I'm content with where it is. The path obviously extends all the way up. I moved my big shulker mess, I guess aside from this one. Now I moved my whole shulker mess, and there's still a chest here, but I actually don't really mind what that looks like. I think chests are just a good decoration block. But of course, you got the cemetery over here. Nice and spooky. And the path continues up this way, where the more residential area is. I also continued the path over here. You could probably eventually, you know, wind all the way around all these houses and stuff, but I want to do at least extend it in a couple different directions, just to get a basic idea of, you know, where I want to actually go when I, you know, come back to this project. But, you know, you keep walking up here. Got a couple of the custom trees. There's actually some down here I didn't point out. There's one right there, and one right there as well. Different sizes. I think they look kind of cool. Moving up a little bit further then, the path continues now between these two houses. It just comes to a dead end right here. But, you know, I figured if I did expand, it would be back in this direction somewhere. So I kind of just wanted to get the path through this area. But one more custom tree here that you kind of have to, like, walk underneath. Another custom tree back this way. Got a couple carts now. Just some very simple cart designs. Pulling some pumpkins, pulling some wood. And then there's another one back here with some more pumpkins. And of course, this leads to the pumpkin patch with our beautiful scarecrow. He's doing a great job. I'm gonna do a quick little flyover as well, just to see what it looks like from the sky. So let's turn around and look at that. I think this is like the exact vibe I wanted to go for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the big build for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.